Hi everyone. So today I'm going to go over a way to easily extract data from a PDF file, which is fairly common in accounting or other financial processes. You'll get a lot of information that's in PDF documents and you'll have to extract that to do further analysis. So here we have a data table within a PDF file that just contains some employee information, name, position, office, age, starting date, salary. This is just dummy data that I was able to get from the internet. These are not real folks nor their real salaries. And the tool I'm going to use to extract that information is Microsoft PowerAutomate. So for those of you that aren't familiar, PowerAutomate comes as part of the Microsoft Office suite, and you could use it to do a lot of things. Today I'm just going to go over some very simple data extraction using PDF. So here on the left-hand side, you'll have your actions panel. So this is where you'll basically select the different things that you want Power Automate to do. And as you'll see, it could do quite a lot. There's Excel manipulation that you could do. There's web automation that you could do. It's really very interactive with almost anything, even Amazon Web Services. There's other AI modules that you could add in here. But today I'm just going to go over just a very simple data extraction. So here, if we start in our actions area and we just start to type in PDF, you'll see that it will filter for all the PDF extractions here. So these are all the different things that you could do within a PDF. You could extract the text, extract a table, images, you can merge PDFs. And here what I want to use is this extract tables from PDF action. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of drag that onto my canvas here. And when you do that, as with any tool, you'll get this pop-up window. And basically what this is here is you'll be able to configure this for whatever it is that you want to do. So here it's asking me for which file I want to extract from. So I'm going to go ahead and just navigate to my file here. Saved it on my desktop, table extraction, hit OK. The pages I want to extract on all. So here you could do either a single page or a range, but for this one I want to extract it from all the pages. Under advanced, if this was password protected, you could pass along that password so that it opens for you. Here you're going to want to merge tables that cross pages and margins. So this is a multi-page document, although it's one table, so we're going to make sure that that's checked. Here, first line contains column names. It does, but I'm actually going to click that off because I'm just going to save the whole thing to Excel, so it really doesn't matter. And then here you'll see that the variable produced is extracted PDF tables. And what a variable is obviously something that could change depending on the information that's getting fed into it. And I'll show you in just a second what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And I'm just going to go ahead and run this from here. Okay, so that ran. And here you'll see like your various flow variables right here. So here we have extracted PDF text. This was populated with some information. And if you come over here and you click on these three dots under more actions, you could actually view to see what exactly it is that it extracted. So we have one table, 3 pages, 59 rows, and 6 columns. If you click on this more, it will just kind of dig down a level deeper. It'll give you some more information about the data table. If you click more again, it'll actually show you the data table itself. So here's the information. Here's how it's being read by PowerAutomate. And it looks like it came over pretty good. One thing to note here is this right here, because essentially what we want to write is this actual data table itself. So what we're going to have to tell PowerAutomate to do is actually drill down on this variable and also pick up this ending text here as well. So the next thing we're going to want to do is, after we have that extracted, is we're going to want to write that to Excel. So if I come back over here to my actions panel and I type in Excel, I'll start to see all the different Excel actions that I'm able to do within PowerAutomate. So whenever we're interacting with Excel, the first thing we actually have to tell PowerAutomate to do is open up that program. So first thing we're going to do regarding our Excel portion of this is we're just going to launch Excel. And what this will do is actually just open up an Excel file. We could open up a blank document. Here we can make the instance visible. So that just means it's actually going to pop up on your screen. Under advanced, there's nothing really to do here. And the variables this is going to produce is the Excel instance. So this is going to let PowerAutomate know if we had multiple workbooks open, which Excel file it's actually going to either write or interact with. So we're going to go ahead and save that. So now that we're going to have our Excel file opened up on our screen, next thing we want to do is we want to write this data table to the Excel file. So I'm going to select this Write to Excel Worksheet action, drag that on my canvas. And here you'll see that the Excel instance is just the same, the variable up above. In PowerAutomate, all the variables are notated with these percent signs before and after. And the value we want to write is our extracted data table. So if I click on this option here, it will give me all my variables, and I want to select extracted PDF tables there. And here, if I was to just run this here, what this would actually produce, let me just go back here, is just this line here. And again, I don't want just this line, I want the actual data table. So I'm going to have to take this text and copy that and add that into my variable. So here that text was open bracket 0 closed bracket dot capital D for data, capital T for table. Okay. And now we have to tell it where we want to write that data to. So here we could either do it on a specified cell, but because this is going to be a new instance of Excel and there's nothing already there, I'm just going to go on currently active cell. Hit save. Okay, so now what this will do is this will extract that data table, it will launch Excel, it will write that information to the Excel file, and then we're going to want to close the Excel file. And here, it'll close it and then it will give us the option to either save or not save. Obviously, we want to save the document. And here we could either just save the document. If I select Save Document, it's just going to save as Book 1. Or we could do Save Document As, and we could actually create a name here. So if I want to save it in the same folder with my PDF table that my PDF was in, I could select there. And then here we could just back out the PDF extension because it's going to take the default extension from Excel. We could go ahead and hit save. And then I'm going to go ahead and run this and let's see what we got. So down here you should see Excel. And now it's writing, and then it's going to close and save the Excel file. Okay, so let's go back to our desktop and see what that produced for us. So here's our file. It was just created. It has the same name as the original PDF file, just in Excel. And it looks like all the data came over just kind of as we expected here. So we have the name, position, office, all that. Okay, so now that we have our expected output. I'm going to go ahead and close this. So obviously it's nice to have this for one PDF file, but what if we had multiple PDF files that we had to do and extract from? Obviously you don't want to go one by one. So what I did is I created a file folder that has 10 copies of that PDF, just to kind of illustrate how we could loop this automation through various files. So the number of files is really irrelevant. It could be 10, it could be 100, it could be 1,000. It doesn't matter. PowerAutomate will be able to loop through that. So we're going to come back to our PowerAutomate canvas here. And what we're going to have to tell PowerAutomate to do is to get those files that are in that folder. So if we go back to our actions panel and I just start to type in file, you'll see that there's this folder option to get files in folder. So what we're going to tell PowerAutomate to do is get a list of those files that are in that folder, and for each file in that folder, go through this exact process. So I'm going to drag this onto the canvas and I'm going to move it to the very top. And then I'll get this navigator here to go to the file location. So here, all my files are in the PDF table extraction with the loop. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. So here there's also a file filter. So basically what this will allow you to do is actually choose to limit the type of file that you want. So if we're only interested in Excel files or PDF documents or text files, so if there's multiple different types of file extensions, you could do a filter there. Here it's all PDF files, so what I'm going to use for the file filter is just this asterisk, which is just a wildcard. There's nothing to do here in the advanced for this particular setup, and the variables that's going to be produced is just going to be files. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And then this will produce a list of all the files in that folder. So then from there, what I want to do is I want to run a loop. So if I clear my actions title or actions area and I type in loop, this is the loop I want. I want a for each. So I'm going to go ahead and drag my for each action onto my canvas. And the value I want to iterate is file. So if I come up here and I can select my variable and just click files. So what this is going to do is go through each one of the file names, and it's going to store the current item. So the item that it's looking at there under current item. So we can go ahead and hit save. And then for each current item in file, basically we're just going to move all this stuff, all these actions inside of this loop up here. And then we're just going to make a few tweaks to this workflow here. So here in the extracted tables from PDF, obviously instead of having this file here that's hard coded, we want to change that to a variable. So I'm going to delete this, and this is going to be our current item. Pages to extract all, so everything stays the same there. So now what this is done is basically has told PowerAutomate, instead of looking at that original file, what we're going to look for is the current file as it goes through the loop. We're going to launch Excel the same way. We're going to write the same way. Here, we're going to also update the close Excel action. So rather than have this as hard-coded in here, we're going to actually switch that to our variables. So if we go into our variables panel, we're going to go to files. So the first thing we're going to want to get is, we're going to go to current item. From here, we're going to get the directory. So this is going to be like the file path, if you will, for the current item. So it's going to be my desktop in that file folder with the loop. From there, we're going to add a backslash. So that way it's going to then write the file name, and we're also going to want to add a variable name with that extension here. So basically what this is going to tell PowerAutomate to do is to save this document in the current directory, same as the PDF file, with the current name without the extension because we're taking the default extension from Excel. So I'm going to go ahead and save that here and make sure that there's no space in there. And then this will basically allow us to loop through all of the files and produce various Excel files. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And rather than run it from here, which we'll kind of go through step by step, I'm going to close this and I'm going to run it from PowerAutomate, kind of the desktop here. I'm going to hit run. And then what we should be able to see is the actual Excel files populate as this is running. So if I go to my loop here, what we should start to see is the Excel files will start to populate as they're being written. So here we can see in the background that it's starting to write the first file. And this is just file by file and write each one. So now that PowerAutomate's completed that process, you can see now we have each one of our Excel files that came over with all the appropriate information. So this is just an example of being able to make an automation to do one thing, but then adding a loop to it and obviously increasing the power that it's able to produce. So the good news is now that we have this table, this PDF table extraction automation created, we could use this on any PDF. So the way we created it with the variables, it doesn't matter what PDF we feed into it. So this would not only be for the PDF that we used in today's demonstration. You could use this also on any other PDF, as long as you kind of set it up the same way. And if you did need to make any tweaks to it, it's very easy. Just would come into your PowerAutomate desktop, click on the three dots, go to edit, and this will pull up the actual workflow here. So in case something were a unique instance or something that you wanted to update to it, maybe instead of writing two separate Excel files, you wanted to aggregate all the data into just one Excel file, you could come in here and make those edits. So hopefully you found this video informative. I know a lot of folks that I work with have issues in extracting data from PDF, so hopefully this will make that portion of your job or your life easier. Thank you.